How long were you a slave?
5 years.
What is your name?
Ben-Hur.
Thank you for joining us for another Movie Lingo discussion. I'm Eddie Lingo.
And I'm Manny.
I'm Ron.
And today we're going to be discussing Ben-Hur. It basically deals with Judah Ben-Hur, who's part of a rich Jewish family. They adopt orphan who's Roman. And over time, basically, their differences become, or their differences as far as their religion and their goals end up kind of causing a little rift in the family where the brother Messias, who's the Roman, ends up deciding he wants to go back, fight for his cause, and try and... They both had the same goal, but they had different ways of going about it. He realized he'd never be accepted in Ben-Hur home and be officially their family. So he went back to join the soldiers to fight with Rome and try and get this outcome of peace by enforcing Rome's rule, but just trying to get everybody to go along. And everyone in Jerusalem and the Ben-Hur family, they had a different approach to what was peace. It's a little bit more to it than that, but that's pretty much the gist of it. It ends up getting to a point where their differences cause them to both have to make a crucial decision. Lives are lost, and then Judah Ben-Hur ends up being pleading guilty to a charge of assassination, and something that he didn't do, but he did it to save his family. And then he ends up enslaved for 5 years. And because of his differences with his brother Messias, who ended up making that order to go ahead and rid him of his family, it's the whole plot to set up for him fighting back so he can get his revenge on him. And it's epic. This was compared to the original one, I think they actually did it justice. The original one, if you watch it now, if you've never seen it, it's kind of hard to watch. But for its time, it was a great movie. And it was a great movie for its time. So we're going to talk about it now. I want to start with you, Manny. Tell me, how did you feel about this movie?
Well, before I tried to watch this one, I went back and started watching the old one. And it felt boring to me, and I fell asleep halfway through the movie.
You pulled a Kumar.
Yeah.
That happens, man. It happens to us all.
It happens, yeah.
Yeah, the old one was good, but this one, I kind of went online and looked at the reviews for it before I watched it. It was, from what I seen, and from what I watched from the movie, I don't think it was given a fair review. It was pretty, like you said, it was a epic movie. From the beginning of the story, you basically get how you explained from the beginning. Toby Kebbell's character, basically, how he's a adopted Roman.
Right.
I like how his story, he's trying to fit in Judah's family as a Jew, but also trying to claim back his family's name. Basically, right. You find out his father betrayed Caesar, and basically he's like Caesar. Between two rocks and a hard place, basically. Right. His whole story. So it was, from the beginning, it was a pretty good story.
You liked it overall?
Yeah, I liked it overall.
Yeah. How about you, Ron?
I enjoyed the movie. It was something that was, I didn't want to go back and watch the original. So I didn't go back and watch the original. I remember seeing it as a kid. My dad had me watch it. I did enjoy it. I watched it even, colorized, and they try to tweak it as much as they could. But when it first came out, and I think it was like 1959, it was one of the biggest movies out other than Gone with the Wind. And when I watched this one, I tried to make it like I didn't know what the storyline was. And there were a few things, and we'll probably talk about it more, where they did change versus the last one. The storyline was smooth. I mean, the only thing I probably saw was there were some times where they were drawing out scenes and it kind of slowed down, and you kind of wanted to get into that same pace as the chariot fight. There was some CG stuff that was a little choppy for a movie that has about, $100 million budget.
You're right, $100 million.
So I wanted to be a little smoother in those action scenes, because that was really where the money was. I mean, everything else was smooth.
Right.
I enjoyed the movie. There was a cameo. I'm not going to say it now, but there was a significant cameo throughout the movie that was just as big, if not bigger, and actually was the root of the storyline. Mm-hmm. And I thought they did a tasteful job of it. So I enjoyed the movie.
Definitely. I really enjoyed it. When I first read that they were doing this, I was surprised that it took so long. Out of all the things that they've been trying to redo Hollywood itself. You know, I felt like this was one of the bigger movies that they should have jumped on some time ago. But they did, but I was a little worried that maybe they're only going to it because they have nothing else, or maybe it was just waiting on the right person to get behind it. And I feel like they got the right person behind it because this movie, it did a good job with. I understood both of their differences, even though I did not agree with both of their decisions on how they wanted to handle it. I disagreed, I was disagreeing left and right with the decisions that they were both making. But I understood both sides, and that was what was most impressive to me. Besides the cameo, which we'll discuss later. Besides that cameo and how they managed to weave it all together, and you basically just gave us the Ben-Hur story plus even greater story. We just got 2 for 1 right there. Yeah, I mean, I thought it was very well done. I wanted to give it more, but it pulled me back. So basically, we got a movie Lingo rating is a 7 overall. I still say go watch it.
Go watch it.
Go appreciate it. If you do try to watch the original one, be understanding. It was a movie for its time. You can't compare effects and lighting and acting and
The
just
fact that
execution.
I don't think there was anybody of color in that movie. Don't let that judge.
Don't let that sway you. You know. As a matter of fact, I feel like you can watch this and enjoy it without even knowing what the original one was.
Those people of color.
In the original.
Oh, you talking about the original? Oh, no. Yeah.
Morgan, we know those people come.
I'm just saying.
No.
Even when they colorized it, I remember as a kid, I'm like, colorize. Let's see what happened. I want to watch it. Oh, the robe is redder than it was. Okay, I guess that works. And he's tan, more tan.
Yeah,
Before he grabbed his rifle.
There you go. All right, so I'm glad we talked about this. Thank you, but I'm good. We got it.
Yeah, we figured that out. Seeing that everywhere.
Yeah, considering it's consistent all around. I mean, what did you get, Michael? So
I was about to say, because I'm like 7, that's 7.
yeah, but we should ask Michael. Put in the comments what you get. He gave it 7. He gave it 7. I gave it 7. What's your rating, Michael? What do you think it is? It's 7 overall. But I would like to see what you got, Michael, when you're doing your math. Please let us know in the comments.
Make sure your phone doesn't autocorrect before you.
No.
We're not gonna bring that up.
No.
All right, so
No.
I want to thank you guys for joining me. You know, it's 4:40 in the morning. We just watched this movie, but it was worth the watch. And I want to thank you for joining us for another Movie Lingo discussion. I'm Eddie Lingo.
And I'm Manny.
I'm Ron.
And we'll see you on the next one.